So welcome to the first video of a new series, which is going to be where I'm going to be telling you about the books that I've been reading. I really love books. I get a lot of inspiration from them, and I find it really interesting to talk about books with other people, and especially to understand and listen to what kind of books they enjoy and what they read the most. I think it tells you a lot about a person, what kind of books they read. And so I've been thinking for quite some time that, if I share here a little bit more about the books that I'm reading, then people understand a little bit more about the work that I'm doing and what it is we're trying to achieve here. And also just give some good recommendations and help us to align our thinking on different areas and go through processes and discussions together. So the occasion for me getting this started, because I've been thinking about it for some time, is that I've just finished reading the book that I would say probably after The Lord of the Rings has been the best book that I've read in maybe my entire life. I really, really enjoyed it a lot. I've just read it for the second time. I've read The Lord of the Rings 3 times. That's the only book I've read 3 times. So let's see if this one can get up there as well. The book is called Laurus. It's written by Eugene Vodolazkin. I actually don't know anything about him other than this book. I've now bought the other books that he's written as well. And my wife is also already busy reading them because she's also enjoyed them just as much as I have. This is a book that's set in 15th century Russia. And it's a real masterpiece in, similarly to Lord of the Rings, transporting the reader into a different world. And this is a world which is, of course, based on the medieval world of about 500-600 years ago. And I really found it fascinating trying to enter into, or not trying to, because it was just so easy to step into the mindset and the understanding of the different characters that were living there. And some really, really interesting and amazing and hilariously funny and also deeply tragic and sad characters in this book. I've really laughed and cried and been through all of the different emotions from reading it. There's the holy fool carp who just blubbers carp, carp, carp all the time. And there are warriors and princes and prophets and healers. And the main character called Laurus, the same as the name of the book, who goes through 4 different life stories in this one life, and incredibly moving and powerfully growth of his whole story, which I really found incredibly inspiring, actually. So I won't give away much more about it, but just say that there's we talk a lot about how we can be gaining value from understanding indigenous peoples, and we look at Indians and different kinds of tribal people in Africa and stuff like that as well. And I think, there's a certain truth to that. And then even more so looking at our own society's roots from, these 600 years ago in this medieval understanding and the interactions of how Christendom has influenced this. This book is full of monasteries and pilgrimages to Jerusalem and monsters at the edge of the world and, paganism and all this kind of stuff as well. So it's really, really fascinating to read. If you enjoy fantasy, if you like adventure, and also like a really multifaceted, multi-layered story with a lot of depth. Reading it the second time, there's just so many things that opened up to me that I hadn't seen the first time. Then I think you'll really, really enjoy this book as well. So I really highly recommend reading it. I'm going to read just a small little quotation. I thought I'll try do that. Maybe we'll continue doing that. Read a small little quotation from the book because just to give you a little taste of it and something that I thought marked the book somehow. And then that'll be the end of it for this little review. So I'm taking the very, very last paragraph of the book, or the last 10 lines or so, which finish it off. I felt that was just a kind of really captured something of the spirit of the book. So it's the end of the life of Laurus, or Arseny as he was also called, and they're at his funeral, and it says, "What kind of a people are you?" said the merchant Siegfried. "A person heals you, dedicates his whole life to you, and you torture him his whole life. And when he dies, you tie a rope to his feet, drag him, and tears stream down your faces." "You've already been in our land for 1 year and 8 months, answers the blacksmith Everky, "but you have not understood a thing about it." "And do you understand it yourselves?" asked Siegfried. "Do we?" The blacksmith mulls that over and looks at Siegfried. of course, we too do not understand. That's Laurus. Go get it. You can get it as a sound, what do you call it, audiobook, as a Kindle, or I really like reading the physical books as well. So, okay, hope you enjoyed that, and let me know if you'd like to see anything else, and I'll come up with the next review soon.